Hello, welcome to today's session. I am your trainer Maurice Monene. In today's session, we are going to discuss various ways or various methods that we can solve the simultaneous equation. And with me, I have an equation here or example that we are going to use to solve using the four methods of simultaneous equation to solve for the two unknowns. So let us begin with elimination method in this equation. So in elimination method, we just need to eliminate one of the unknown. So how do we eliminate one of the unknown? So if maybe, for example, we have equation like this, we can decide to eliminate x being the first. How do we eliminate x? By multiplying the coefficient of x in the first equation with the second equation and multiplying the coefficient of x in the second equation with the first equation. So what I mean is this: if you can take the coefficient of x in the second equation is 2, then we multiply by the first equation, which is 3x, then plus 2y is equals to 17, and then we take 3 we multiply by 2x minus 3y is equals to negative 6, so we can get away the brackets. So we multiply 2 by 3, we get 6x, then plus 2 multiplied by 2y becomes 4y is equals to 2 multiplied by 17 becomes 34. Remember, these 2 multiplies the whole of the values in the equation. So we have the second equation, we multiply by 3 multiplied by 2 becomes 6x, then minus 3 multiplied by negative 3y becomes minus 9y, then is equals to 3 multiplied by negative 6, which is equals to negative 18. Then we can subtract the two equations to eliminate the value of x. So you see, if I subtract 6x minus 6x, I get a 0 here. Then if I subtract 4 minus 9, I get a 13y is equals to, if I subtract 34 minus 18, I get a 52. Then we can make y the subject of the formula. So we divide by 13. We also divide here by 13. So we can cancel out this, and then we are left with y is equals to 4. Y is equals to 4. Now for us to get the value of x, we need to substitute in our any of the equation the value of y. So for my case, I can use the first equation. So I'll have 3x, then plus 2 multiplied by 4 is equals to 17, and then I can get away the bracket, I can operate. So I have 3x plus 8 is equals to 17, Then I can take 8 on the other side. So I'll have 3x is equals to 17 minus 8. So in this case, I'll have 3x is equals to 9. So I can divide by 3 throughout, by 3. So that I'm left with my x is equals to 3. And those becomes the values of x and y. So let us try to solve it in using another method. That is, maybe we can use substitution equation. And in substitution equation, what we do, we can substitute the second equation in the first equation by taking the first equation. So where we have 3x plus 2y is equals to 17, is equals to 17. So we can take 2y on the other side so that we are left with the 3x is equals to 17, then minus 2y, and then we can make x the subject of the formula by dividing by 3, So here now I'll be left with x is equals to 17, then minus 2y divided by 3, So with this, I can come and substitute it in the second equation. So I'll have 2, then my bracket there, then I have 17 minus 2y divided by 3, then minus 3y is equals to negative 6, So in this case, I can remove the bracket so that I have 34 minus 4y minus 4y, then divided by 3, minus 3y is equals to minus 6, Then remember the LCM is 3, so I can multiply throughout by 3. On this side, I also multiply this by 3, and I also multiply this by 3. So that in this case, I get my answer being 3 multiply this cancels with this, So I'll be left there with 34, then minus 34 minus 4y, then minus 9y is equals to negative 18, So remember, my interest is to get the value of y. So in this case, I'll have, maybe I can bring this 18 on this, so I'll be left with 34 plus 18. 34 plus 18 is equals to negative 4y minus 9y. This one is equals to positive 13y. So this becomes 52 is equals to 13y. So I can divide by 13 on this side, and also on the other side I divide by 13. So in this case, I'll have my y being 4. So if I have my y being 4, I can come to the first equation where I add x and then substitute the value of y. So in this case, I'll have my x is equals to, remember we had it being 17, then minus 2 multiplied by our y, which is now 4. Then all these we divide by 3. So if you take 17 minus 8, you get 9. So in this case here, you will have 9 divided by 3. So which our x gives us the value of 3. So you can see that is how you can solve using the substitution method. So another formula that we can use, we can decide maybe to use the matrix method. So let us use matrix method. So we are going to use the matrix method, and for us to use the matrix, we need to first of all put the equation in the matrix form, so that we can have 3, maybe we can have 2, maybe we can have 2, and then we can have negative 3. Can have negative 3 that way, and then we can have the value of x, the value of y there, and then here this one is equals to maybe 17 and negative 6 and negative 6. So the next thing that we do, we get the determinant. Which is equals to, we take the major segment, which is 3, multiplied by negative 3. Then this we subtract maybe the 2 multiplied by 2, multiplied by 2. So, and in this case we get our determinant being this one is negative 9 minus 4, which is equals to negative 13. So the next thing, we get the determinant inverse, which is equals to negative 1 out of 13. Negative 1 out of 13. So the next thing that we need to do is to get the inverse of our matrix. We get the inverse of our matrix. So, and in this case, maybe for example, our inverse becomes negative 1 out of 13, negative 1 out of 13, then multiplied by, we interchange the major segment, which is negative 3 now, and the 3, and then we change the signs, which is negative 2, and then from there we can multiply by the value, which was 3, which was 2, and which was 2, negative 3. And here we have the value of x and y, which we want to get. So all these should be equals to what we have done on this side. We also do it on the other side. So in this side we can multiply this, so this becomes maybe a positive 3 out of 13, and then if you multiply the other one becomes positive 2 out of 13, and then downwards we have positive 2 out of 13, and then negative 3 out of 13, and all these matrices is multiplied to what we had, which was 17 and negative 6. 17 and negative 6. Remember, this one is a 2 by 2 matrix, and this one is a 2 by 1 matrix. So if we multiply the two, we get the result as a 2 by 1 matrix. So when you multiply a matrix by its inverse, you get an identity matrix, which is a 1 0, then 0 1, and then x y. So this one gives us, if we multiply these, I think we are supposed to end up, this one we are supposed to multiply row and a column. So it is negative, so it is maybe negative 2 and negative 3. It's not negative 3, but 3 out of 13 multiplied by 17, which becomes a 51 out of 13. 51 out of 13. Then this one is added to negative 2 out of 13 multiplied by negative 6, which is negative 12. Negative 12, which is negative 12 out of 13. Negative 12 out of 13. And then the other one is 2 out of 13 multiplied by 17, which is 34 out of 13. 34 out of 13. Then added to negative 3 out of 13 multiplied by negative 6 becomes 18 out of 13. 18 out of 13. So if we add these, our values of xy becomes 51 out of 13 minus 12 out of 13. This one is equals to 39 out of 13, and then 34, this one is equals to 52 out of 13. 52 out of 13. So we get the value of x. If you divide 39 out of 13, this one you get a 3, and if you divide 52 out of 13, you get the value of y being a 4, being a 4. And that is how you can use the matrix method to get the values of x and y. So the next method, we can use the graph. Let us see how we can get the graph. And for us to get the graph, we need to plot the two lines. So we have the first one, which is 3x plus 2y is equals to 17. So we can generate a table. So we have x, y here, and then we can take our first value to be either 0. If our first value x is equals to 0, we can substitute where we have x with 0 and see that we are going to have 3 multiplied by 0, which is a 0, and then we shall be have 2y is equals to 17, which gives us 8.5, and then we can use the next one, which is a 3. So you place where we have x3, so we shall have 3 multiplied by 3, which is a 9. So we shall have 9 plus 2y. If you take 9 on the other side, you get 8, and then you will have 2y minus 2y is equals to 8. If you make y the subject, you will remain here with the 4. And the same case you can do to the other equation, which is 2x minus 3y is equals to negative 6. So we can generate our table with x and y. And if you generate this, you will realize that if you have 0 here as the value of x, the value of x on the other side, you will remain with negative 3y is equals to negative 6. So you get the value of y being 2. And if you put 3 here, you realize that you will have 2 multiplied by 3, which is a 6. And if you take 6 on the other side, you will have negative 6 minus 6, which gives us a negative 12. Then negative 3y divided by negative 12, you get a 4. So you will realize that if you plot these two, the point of intersection between these two lines, they are going to meet at point 3, 4, and the other one 3, 4. So if you plot them, you will realize that the result will be also the value of x will be 3 and the value of y will be equal to 4. And that brings us to the end of today's session. I hope if it has benefited you, please consider subscribing, like, and share it to many so that they can have the same knowledge. Thank you. I was your trainer, Maurice Monene.